Why isn't selling aliyos in shul considered doing business on Shabbos?
Regarding Shabbos, it's brought down in the pasuk in Yeshayahu that mimtzoi chavtzecho v'daber dover, and Chazal understood from this that mimtzoi chavtzecho, you're not supposed to do any of the actions regarding your belongings on Shabbos. V'daber dover, you should not be talking any words that you talk throughout the whole week on Shabbos. Meaning your talking on Shabbos should be specified about the spiritual things of Shabbos, and your actions should be focused about actions that have to be done for Shabbos. That's why on Shabbos you should not be walking around your garden and planning what should be done. You should not be going to a construction zone and seeing what was built and what still has to be built. The same way you're not supposed to be talking to a driver about him picking you up after Shabbos, or anything that has to do with a non-Shabbos environment or actions that are not supposed to be done on Shabbos. Another thing, v'daber dover, means you should not be talking about things that don't have to do with Shabbos. You don't talk on Shabbos politics. You don't talk business. Shabbos, you should be focused on the ideas of Shabbos. Same thing is, you shouldn't be reading on Shabbos things that don't have to do in Shabbos. In fact, Alter Rebbe brings down in Siman Shin Zayin. Shin Zayin is a siman that speaks about things that you're supposed to talk about or not talk about on Shabbos. And Alter Rebbe says it's not just about talking, it's also about reading things. And Alter Rebbe says that there are some things that people should not be reading throughout the week in general. Different things a person should not be reading. But obviously those things that you shouldn't be reading throughout the week for sure should not be read on Shabbos, and therefore certain types of magazines, certain types of newsletters should not be read on Shabbos unless they have to do with Torah studies, because Le'nisno Shabbos Elo L'Shinun, Shabbos is given for learning Torah, and if it has to do with learning, it has to do with getting positive Jewish information, for sure you could. If it's all about politics, all about news, you should not be reading this on Shabbos. However, it does say Mimtzoi Cheftzecho, your belongings should not be dealt with Shabbos, and your talks should not be talked about Shabbos, talks that are not Shabbosdik. But Cheftze Shomayim, different things that have to do with spiritual ideas, like giving tzedakah. If it's Cheftze Shomayim, if it's Tzarchei Tzibur, if it's things that have to be dealt, not for your own sake, but for the sake of the crowd, for the sake of Hashem, for the sake of a shul, those type of things could be spoken about on Shabbos, and that's why you'll see on Shabbosim that they'll bid for an aliyah. People are going to give an offer. Sometimes in some communities they even talk about different things that are going to happen on Shabbos. They have not an official meeting, but sometimes they have talks about what's going to happen the next week within the shul, within the community, because even though chafotzecho asurim on Shabbos and diburim of your own things are not supposed to be spoken about on Shabbos, but things that have to do with Cheftze Shomayim, with Torah, with mitzvahs, with upkeeping of shul, those things are permitted to talk about on Shabbos.